Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our playthrough of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U. In the last episode, we were told that we need to go meet the Chief's son, who is out in Moga Woods. So let's head out and see if we can find him. Hey there, kid. Can you hear me? You know, you really ought to meet my son, Junior. He should be at the camp. My ancestors have a saying, wherever you go, there you are. You see the map on the screen there? The red triangle shows where you are, and the white icon that looks like a little hut, that's the base camp. Use the map to find your way to the base camp. Use the left stick to move around, hold the R button while moving to run. Awesome. Basic controls for the game. You can see that our run is a lot faster than our normal walk speed. And here we are in Moga Woods. Ah, before I forget, there's something I ought to tell you about dashing. That yellow bar on the top of the screen is your stamina gauge. Running fast, dashing that is, will use up stamina. Run out and it'll be slow going until it recharges. That's why you always need to pay attention to your stamina gauge when you dash. Pace yourself, kid. You can't use the camera controls to gawk at your surroundings while you're walking around. So, here's Moga Woods, one of the most beautiful games that I've ever seen on the Wii U. Personally, I think it's one of the most beautiful games when it comes to vistas. Let me teach you how to hunt with the Wii U gamepad. Take a look at the touchscreen. See them panels? Touch them to access all kinds of functions that'll help you during the hunts. Ain't modern technology great? Open the menu with the minus button, then touch Customize Panels. Here you can move panels around as you see fit. Need to know what a panel does? Jab the help button inside the Customize Panel screen for the lowdown. Hey, you think it's hard to touch the panels while in the heat of battle? Just hold down the minus button, then try touching panel position. Now you can change the position of the panels on the touchscreen. You can choose between center, left, right positions, so set it to what suits your hunting style. Just be careful, these only affect the panels used during a quest. To use the Wii U gamepad, touch the panels. Awesome. I again use the Pro Controller, and I think we're going to stick with that weird southern voice for the Village Elder. So let's see if we can't go find Junior. Oh. Say, the monster you're looking at right now is the Aptonoth. A kind of herbivore, you know, a plant muncher. I'd bet Junior would appreciate some raw meat. Why not take some from the Aptonoth if you can? Go on, face the Aptonoth and attack before it skedaddles. That leaf eater can't hurt you much. Which reminds me, that green bar at the top of the screen is your health gauge. If it hits 0, you hit the ground. Be sure to peek at your health gauge now and then while hunting. Alright, go show that vegan brute who's boss. So, these Aptonoth, they'll completely ignore us if we just stand around, but once we start to attack them, they'll try to run away. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get some meat off them real quick. Not half bad, kid. You remind me of myself when I was your age. Of course, my stamina gauge was much longer. That's disgusting, Village Elder. You can use your carving skill to hack items from monsters you've killed. You can carve more items from some monsters than from others. My ancestors used every part of the monster. You should be able to carve raw meat from an Aptonoth, among other things. Once you've gotten some raw meat, take it to the son of mine. Junior just loves fresh Aptonoth steaks. Alrighty, so we've killed a couple Aptonoth, and we can go ahead and carve some meat from them. And I think we're going to need a little bit more than that. I don't remember, but just to be sure, if you saw that one Aptonoth ran off in this direction, And so if we come up here and take a look around, we might be able to find more. But it looks like they're not up here. While we're up here, however, we are going to grab some extra items. As we play through the game, we're going to need a lot of honey and herbs in order to make potions. So, we're going to run over here, and this is actually a beehive, and we're going to gather from it, and we'll be able to find honey. Alrighty. So it looks like we found a total of 5 honey. What we'll do next is go back to that main area where the Aptonoth were. Oh, and it looks like they're back. Let's get a couple of them before we do anything else. Shh. We don't want them to know we're coming. Sneaky. Real sneaky. And ha! There we go. Now, we do want to make sure that we carve as soon as we can, because if we don't, after a few seconds, the bodies will actually disappear on us and we might miss our chance to get our items. So raw meat at maximum means that in our item pouch, we already have 10 raw meat. And when we're on a quest, it only lets us hold a certain amount of items, so we can't just come out here with an infinite number of things like potions, so we could never die. So while we're here, before we go to take care of this mission, we're going to run up here, and we're going to grab some of this honey. We got a snake bee larva. We can use that to fish later on. Oh, more Aptonoth, but it's not worth hunting them because, again, we can't really carry any more meat. So let's go ahead and head in here to see what's going on at the camp. Nice work. Seems you reached the camp in one piece. It's just a shadow of its former self because of all the earthquake damage. Well, well, if that ain't my son right up in front of you, don't be shy. Go up to Junior and say hi. Hey yo, Hunter. Glad you dropped by. The old man sent you for a tour of the Moga Woods? I think we'll have him talk to us in the same southern accent, like father, like son. Sorry you couldn't take more yesterday. Not that natural disasters make for chit-chat. Anyways, you probably know who's who by now. But I'm the chief's son. What I'm doing here, you might ask? Standing among the rubble? Good question. Well, see, this is your base camp. Is, okay. I'm still figuring that part out. I was on patrol, so I came by for a look-see. You're gonna need a hunting base, and this is where we left the tent in Bokuset. So, but the quake really did this place in. We need to fix it up before you can hunt from here. I'll head back to the village and get the ball rolling. But first, you got anything I could munch on? I'm so hungry I could eat an Aptonoth. Got any raw meat? Cause I can barbecue like a champ. Me plus barbecue equals BFF. So hungry, sniff sniff. Wait, you have meat, raw meat. Can I have it please, please? Thank you. Something about animal flesh gets my tummy all rumbly. Time to barbecue and chow down. You're all right, Hunter. We'll talk more about the base camp back at the village. I'll think of some way to thank you. Scout's honor. See you there. So we handed over 1 raw meat. I'm not quite hungry enough to bite into a slab of disease. So I ought to cook this. You go ahead and return to the village. We'll talk more about the base camp back in the village after I'm done BBQing. Alright. So we'll head on back. Hey there, kid. Looks like you managed to deliver that meat to Junior. Good to see you can handle simple tasks. I think it's high time you headed back to the village. Look at Area 1 on the map. See the icon showing the village gate? Use the bridge past the gate to return to the village. So we'll go ahead and head back to the village. Find out what the chief wants. While we're running through this area, we're actually going to stop at a couple important areas. Right here where these rocks are, we can do some searching and find some whetstones. As we play the game, we're going to do damage to the weapons that we use, and we're going to use whetstones to resharpen those weapons to do maximum damage again. In the upper left-hand corner, underneath our health bar and stamina bar that the game explained, you'll see an icon of a sword and how it's flashing yellow. As we damage our sword, that icon will change, and that'll tell us when we need to apply a whetstone to resharpen it. Over here we should also have this little guy, which we can pick some herbs from. And with the herbs, we can combine those with mushrooms, and we'll be able to make potions. So let's just grab some real quick before we head back to the village. Alright, let's head back. You made it. Press the A button to return to the village. Once you get back into Moga Village, speak with my son. Also, I'd like to give you something to thank you for your help. Come by and see me once you've talked to Junior. Alright. Let's go see who's here. There's Junior. Hey, you hunter. Thanks for the meat. I get woozy if I don't eat every couple hours. Burp. You and me are going to get along. So, I just finished figuring out all the materials we'll need to fix up the base camp. We need to dig new latrines, rebuild the tent, cover the old latrines, delouse the bed. We need serious resources. Know what those are? You can increase our resources by hunting monsters in the Moga Woods, or finding the right items. We villagers can't go very far into the woods. The monsters out there tend to love us for dinner. Ha ha ha, yeah. But a hunter like you could hike anywhere in those woods, no sweat, and you come back loaded with resources. Don't worry, we fixed the roads that got messed up by the quake. Go gather some resources in the woods, will you? But don't go stumping around all night. What you can't see can hurt you in those woods. Best stick to daytime hunting for now. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something there for you. Take this BBQ spit. I made it myself. Use it to roast the raw meat you carve. Nothing beats outdoor cooking. The thing's a cinch to use. I'll give you some grilling tips next time you're in the woods. Oh, and go give a report to my pops, would you? He loves getting reports. Alright, we got our barbecue spit, and we have 5,000 points of resources to begin with. You can see that he wants us to give him 30 points of those to build our camp. We're going to go ahead and do that. Let's read the description, though. The guild won't let you have a stab at quests unless we fix up the camp. Hit the woods and gather resources. So let's go ahead and give him those resources. Cool. Oh, thanks, Hunter. I never would have figured you'd gather the resources we need to repair the camp so quickly. I guess the old man was right. You hunters really are something. We'll take it from here. Leave the fixing to us. Our lives in the village are tied to resources. I'll calculate the resources for everything you hunt in the woods. Once in a while, I'll come across valuable commodities while I'm tallying up your spoils. Trust me, if we do find a commodity or two, I'll be sure to hand them over to you. Keep showing them carnivores who's boss, and you can expect lots of resources and commodities in your future. Remember, you have to report your kills after you've hunted them in the woods. I'm the one that keeps track of this stuff. Oh, one last thing. Our Wyverian artist was hunting for you. I hear he wants to talk to you about weapon upgrades. Go and see him at his anvil, will you? Old craftsmen like him deserve your respect. Alright? Thanks, Hunter. Let's go find the village chief. There he is. How about that weather today? I put my son in charge of everything related to Mocha Woods. You just ask Junior if there's anything you're not clear on. He's got a lot to learn, but you've got to overcome hardships to grow. He could use your help and you his. Keep smiling. The best hunters smile. Let's see what the Wyvern artist has to say. Hey, it's you. Fine timing, kid. I don't know what voice we're going to use for him. We're just going to read normal, actually. I got a wee favor to ask you. If you reckon you're going to hunt in this here village, you'll need my help. And that ain't just me tooting my horn. So I've been thinking, let's give that weapon of yours a little upgrade. So's you'll see what this is all about. Ah ha ha ha. Wipe that smile off your face. I ain't swinging my hammer till you fetch me some basic material first. Iron ore. Sourcing your own equipment material, that's the hunter way. Prove to me you got what it takes, a good enough eye to locate a nice ore deposit, and the skill to mine it. Here, I'll give you my very own pickaxe. You give it a good swing for me when you find an ore deposit here. But listen to me, yakety yak. There's a forging to be done. We'll be able to use him to create new weapons out of the monster pieces that we gather. And as we get resources for hunting in the woods, we'll be able to get items from this character as well. Take a look around. Oh, the chief's ready to talk to us again. See, kid? I knew you'd had no trouble rounding up the resources we needed. Now we can fix up the base camp for you. Oh, and I heard about the iron ore. Wyverians are always hard to please, but that guy's the worst of them. I've known him since I was younger, and tell you, we've butted heads more times than the sky has stars. But there's no question his keen eye is an artisan. We'll just see what he makes of you. By the way, you remember seeing a brazier burning just outside the village? Well, you might want to take a closer look at it next time you go by. Trust me. Oh, and before I forget, I got a little something here for you, just to say thanks. Let's see now. Ooh, 500 zenny. Perfect. So it seems like we need to find some ore and head out to the newly completed camp. We'll go ahead and do that on the next episode of Gaming with Grug. We hope to see you then.